Okay guys, so subtitles are destroying your English level, and I'm going to tell you why. So when you turn on subtitles when you are watching a video, your mind shifts 70 to 90% of its focus on reading. So instead of actually listening, decoding the language, trying to interpret all these different sounds in the English language, you are just shifting almost all of your attention on just reading. So put on subtitles if you want to practice your reading skills. Put on subtitles if you're trying to expose yourself to new vocabulary, but do not put on subtitles if you're trying to improve your listening skills. So this really depends on which level you're at. So of course, if you are A1 or A2 learner, yes, you're gonna need subtitles to help you, but subtitles are just like stabilizers on a bike. It's only there to help you in the beginning when you're at a beginner level. If you're at an intermediate or advanced level, there is no way you should be relying on subtitles. There's no way that you should still be using these subtitles, just like why someone would never use stabilizers on a bike up until a certain point. So they serve a purpose, especially for the lower levels, just to get you exposed to the language, just to help with vocabulary development, and just so that you can stay engaged with videos, because you're not able to actually listen at all at the moment. However, if you depend on them for too long, your listening skills are going to plateau and you are never going to improve your ability to actually understand the English language, because you're never going to be able to hear it. So decoding the language, listening to the language, is a separate skill in itself. This is listening practice. So what you need to do instead is you need to actively listen to these videos. So that means stopping after each time you don't understand, go back, try to understand again, and if you still can't understand, turn on the subtitles just to check if your understanding is correct. So you can use subtitles as more of a confirmation that what you thought they said is what they said, but not as the full practice. Yeah, so subtitles are just if you want to relax and you don't want to do any language practice and you just want to get passive exposure to the language, then subtitles are great. But if you actually want to improve your listening skills, you want to develop, you want to see progress, you want to reach a higher level in the language, then you must stop relying on subtitles as much, okay? So I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why I think that subtitles are not useful for you up until a certain point in your language learning, okay? So one of the main reasons is it reduces your ability to interpret ambiguity. So what I mean by that is, conversations are messy. When we are speaking about different topics, it's really messy. We go from talking about politics to technology to talking about what you had for dinner last night. Boom, boom, boom. Like, it's moving really, really fast. And when you're just relying on subtitles all the time, you don't really stress your listening ability enough to actually be able to interpret unclear words, unclear messages. You also are not able to interpret tone and just the attitude and the emotion that comes, behind the meaning of words, because when you're just focusing on the text, you don't catch any of that. You can catch it just from the vocabulary itself, but you cannot actually catch it from just simply reading, okay? So we need to focus more on stressing that listening ability. And yes, it does feel uncomfortable at first. Yes, it does feel like you can't understand a lot, but you have to I would recommend starting to do it in small chunks. So maybe 1 to 2 minutes, and then 2 to 5, and then 5 to 7, and 7 to 10, and so on and so forth. And this is going to help you really to develop and stress that ability to start listening, okay? Another recommendation that I'll have for you is to definitely start mimicking and do some voice shadowing. This is really going to help you, because when you again are listening without subtitles, if you can reproduce the language at the same time, then this means that you have really good listening skills, because you're able to listen and repeat the word at the same time in real time as that video is progressing. So I think this is also a really good way for you to practice your listening skills, and you're also practicing your speaking skills at the same time. So it's one of the best exercises that you can do to really see that big jump and that improvement that you're looking for in the English language. I would also recommend doing a dictation. So when you are listening to a video, I would also recommend writing down the sentence, pause, check the sentence, make sure it's correct, and then continue. So this again is something that could be useful for you. I normally find myself, that a range of different exercises typically tend to be the most useful, because you keep your mind guessing, you're always doing something different, but make sure that each exercise is between 15 to 20 minutes long, so you're getting something out of that exercise. If you just do a 1 minute exercise, way too short, way too quick. So you want to be adding a bit of stress, to your mind, so that these listening skills are going to develop just like a muscle in the gym. You need to do the repetitions, and it's the same for your listening and your language skill. So you need to do the repetitions, you need to put in the time, put in the effort, and you will get the reward. And the reward is to be able to just sit and relax and just enjoy listening to a movie or watching a show or whatever it is, at work, speaking with colleagues. This is the benefit that you're going to get from that. And it is a great benefit because, when you can relax in the language, this is when you can really start to feel like you can connect. And this is how you can really enjoy, if you are living abroad and you are in another country, or you're working for an international company, when you want to actually connect and speak with others, this is what's going to help you to relax and to start feeling good. If you are looking to improve your language level, you can head to VALLHO, that's VALLHO. So VALLHO.com is an English coaching platform, and this is a coaching platform that's going to help you to get to the next level in your English, so that you can start relaxing and start feeling better, but also, more importantly, understanding how to progress, and you will get a tailored coaching plan that will help you to meet you where you're at and to get you to that next level in your English, whatever that may be. Okay, so one other thing that I want to add is that your listening skills, sometimes when we focus on speaking, listening, reading, and writing, listening it's like a false it's like a trick sometimes, because we are watching a show and we have subtitles on and we're just passively listening, and we think that we're training our English, but actually it's a trick. It's just passive listening. You're not actually engaged. Your listening skills are not going to improve. You are just reading. Yeah, that's all you're doing. You're reading subtitles. So it's the same as if you're reading a book. Of course, this is great to expose you to a wider range of vocabulary, but it's not active practice. So active is the key word. Everything that you do should be a mix between active and passive practice. For myself, I try to do at least an hour of active practice every day, ideally 2 hours, and this really helps me because I start to see that progress, because producing the language actively, so speaking with the teacher, communicating with others, this of course is the best thing for your speaking practice and for your listening. Because when you stop relying on subtitles, this is going to really help you. So we need to stop relying on subtitles as much. We need to stop doing passive practice, especially in a way where it doesn't give us a great return on investment, so we don't actually get a lot back from the effort that we're using. So what we want to do when we're learning a language, especially if we want to learn quickly, is we need to optimize that language learning process. And we optimize that language learning process by doing things that we know are going to give us a good return on that investment of time, because we don't all have a lot of time. We have limited time. We're all working full time. We are all busy. We have loved ones that we want to spend time with. We have things that we want to do. So, we want to learn in an optimized way. So I think as well, learning a language, of course, it takes a lot of time that you need to devote to it to develop your skill and to get to that next level. But you need to ask yourself, not, am I learning this language as fast as possible? But the question you need to ask yourself is, have I optimized my learning strategy as much as possible? Because if you have optimized it, then you are learning as fast as you possibly can. Okay, so learn in an optimized way, learn in an efficient way, and most importantly, learn in a way that's enjoyable. So just to recap, guys, when you are listening to subtitles, 70 to 90% of your focus shifts, and you start paying attention just on your reading comprehension. It's not actually training your listening skills. Okay, next, focus on understanding without subtitles, because this is how you reduce your interruptions when you are listening, and also increases your ability to understand language ambiguity, because conversations are so messy. Okay, and then the third aspect is implementing some exercises that can help you, such as dictation and others. I hope this was useful, guys. I'll see you in the next one.